Hello and welcome to another episode of BZG's Talking Shit. My name is Barrett Courtney, and here, joined with me, are my great co-hosts and even better friends, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero. What's up, Henry?
I'm good.
You're good? Neat. And in between us is my favorite chunky punk, Ricky Baldazan. What's up, Ricky? How you doing today?
I'm allergic to latex.
And today, if you don't know what we do here, Talking Shit, one of us brings in a topic of discussion. We talk some shit about that topic. And today, the topic comes from Ricky Baldazan. Ricky, what is your topic today?
My topic is first video games that you can remember playing.
Do online porn games count?
No, of
No.
course not.
Why were you playing online porn games at 3 years old?
Because it was fun.
Did they exist back then?
Hell no.
You
There's
click
no
the
way.
buttons and then titties.
That way back then, no.
Like jacking out to squares. What the hell?
Do you not?
So,
What was your first game? Custer's Revenge?
some of the first games we ever played. Are we talking strictly like video games? We're not talking board games or any of that bullshit.
No.
Monopoly?
Because I remember the first board game I ever played was Chutes and Ladders.
I think mine was Chutes and Ladders too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Chutes and Ladders at a very
It
early
wasn't
age.
Candyland yet. I hadn't upgraded to Candyland yet, but
Yeah.
we had Chutes and Ladders, and I fucking hated that game.
Yeah, well,
Because
there's
there's
board games.
no. I want to talk about Chutes and Ladders for a
my
second
God.
here, because there's that bullshit thing where if you landed on the one block, you could go all the way up to like the 99th block or whatever. And then there's like in that top row, if you landed on one block, it took you all the way fucking back down to the fucking first block. And I hated it. I fucking hated it so much. Fuck Chutes and Ladders.
You win Chutes and Ladders by saying number 11.
Oh, okay. I don't get that.
SpongeBob. Snakes and
Oh, he
escalators.
said number 11. Snakes and eels. Or-
Eels and escalators.
Eels and escalators.
There
There,
you
we go.
go.
Eels.
new pair of shoes!
But first, video games. I'd say
games.
I would have to start on like the computer here. The first video game I
Hercules for the ZX Spectrum.
remember playing on the computer. See, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one.
Yeah.
Or on the N64. Or let's take it back. I remember because I grew up in two different houses. My mom had primary control of my life though.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go visit my dad's house was computer. Mom's house, I had the Super Nintendo, and then upgraded to the N64 at one point. On the Super Nintendo, I remember my first games being an X-Men game. I forget what it was called, but it was really cool. You could play as Gambit in like separate stages instead. You could play as Gambit and like
I know what
Wolverine
you're
and all
talking
that shit.
about. Yeah.
Mutant Apocalypse?
Mutant Apocalypse. That's what it was. And then the other game I had for the Super Nintendo was the Animaniacs game, which I fucking loved. It's probably awful if we go back to it now. It's probably like one of the worst games ever. But you know, I loved the Animaniacs at the time, and so did my mom. So she got that for me.
I had a couple that I remember. I remember Mutant Apocalypse. I remember the Animaniacs game. I remember playing WWF in your house. We had
Was
that.
it literally WWF in your house? What
in
the
your,
fuck?
In Your House was the name of a wrestling pay-per-view at the time.
Oh, okay.
Where the stage was a house.
That's incredible.
And
Go on.
they would just do their entrance, come out of it, and wrestle. It was weird.
Yeah.
But that was on the PlayStation. I remember the Phantom Menace game that they came out for the PlayStation as
I wasn't a PlayStation guy until the PS2, so I never got to play those games.
I've always been a PlayStation guy. But yeah.
You want to
Fuck me then, right?
But yeah, the Phantom Menace game.
a little bit my ass and call me Sally.
Where you play as Obi-Wan and you start off
You
with
have
the
to fucking
blaster.
upgrade and
Yeah, you
shit.
have to
I remember my
upgrade to a
friend had
lightsaber.
that game, and I thought at the time, like when I was a kid, I was like, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
When did this happen in this bullshit movie?
And you get the blaster by like walking through a floating orb with a blaster picture on it, and it's like, oh, you have it.
It was
now.
trying to be like Star Wars GTA.
Yeah, it's like that. I remember that. MLB games have always been a thing.
I remember having, I think we still have it. I think we still have like a baseball game for our Nintendo 64. And going back, actually, like I was talking about games that I like owned.
Yeah.
I think the first games I've ever played probably be Paperboy on the original Nintendo, Mortal Kombat as well, and then also Final Fantasy VI, I believe. No, what year did I'm gonna look this up? You talk amongst yourselves. Talk about other games that you
First game I ever played was Battletoads. Beat it. Fight me, scrubs.
beat it.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how are you so bad at other games like Bully, which are so fucking simple, but you beat Battletoads?
Because I'm good at Bully. I just like having fun on TV. Look, Mom, I'm on the TV, and she's like, "No, you're not."
What other games
you're
did
not
you?
even my mom.
What other games did you play?
I still remember the first game I ever played. Except when I was young, I didn't really play video games. My dad would play them, and I just told him what to do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. When you're So yeah, what were like the first memories you have of video games?
Well, I just know this from them telling me this. The first video game I ever played was Pokemon Yellow.
Okay.
Pikachu one. And
the Pikachu one.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
the one where Pikachu Jigglypuff girls.
Okay.
And I still have that for the Game Boy Color. I have a Game Boy Color. I technically don't anymore because now whenever I put batteries in it, it just fills with battery acid. So I have to play it on a Game Boy Advance I still have.
Okay.
But other games that were the first games I ever played were Crash Team Racing.
I remember one of the first games I played, I was at a babysitter's house and I would play Crash Bandicoot 2. I remember that was my fucking I didn't like the racing one. I remember.
Excuse me,
because I felt like it was a knockoff Mario Kart.
But it was great.
When it came to my dad's house, it was a lot of Crash Bandicoot. What was the game on the PlayStation? I don't know if you guys will know this
I might because I had enough friends who had the PlayStation.
I might, but I know things.
It was monkeys.
Ape Escape.
Was that what it was called?
I'm gonna look up.
Monkeys had the siren thing.
Yeah, that's Ape Escape.
We're gonna look up a picture. And then
yes, Ape Escape.
we're not doing the trivia show anymore.
Ape Escape. I love you.
Oh, if you're wondering why we're not doing the trivia, we're not gonna do the trivia show this week. We're gonna do it we're gonna do part 2 of the trivia show for our 50th episode of Talking Shit. So that'll be next week. So you can do that.
Okay.
I'm going to look up a picture of Ape Escape, and then I'm going to show it to you, and then you're going to have a sense of nostalgia reign over you.
But it wasn't Ape Escape. Yep. But the reason why I don't remember the name is because the version I had was the Japanese version. I didn't know shit I was picking. Fucker. So I just picked whatever. I didn't know how to play the game. My step-siblings are Japanese. They brought the PlayStation with those copies, which is I guess they had the Japanese version of the Playstation, so it couldn't play English games for some reason.
No, it couldn't because you had to
region lock.
Yeah.
So they brought.
What did he say?
I just heard him go fuck. They brought. So most of the games we had on that PlayStation were just Japanese, and they'd tell me what to pick, and then I'd play the game however I thought I should play it. So I remember Ape Escape a lot. A lot of time invested into that game. Kitty.
Mitty.
Going back, I looked it up. It was Final Fantasy VI. That was one of my first games that a babysitter of mine would play a lot, and I would watch them and do this or do that and stuff. And that's why I fucking Final Fantasy VII was a little later on when I got into that, but I fucking loved Final Fantasy VI, and that was one of my favorite games. And then and it took me a couple of years to find Chrono Trigger, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And it was because of my association with 6, and I just associate those two games together. So when I finally played Chrono Trigger, I was like, oh, this is all coming. This sort of style of game is coming back to me.
Right. I remembered some more of my earliest games.
There's something else. I'm gonna just have to shout out. Where in America is Carmen Sandiego?
I don't know, down on 5th.
We never had where in the world, but where in America is Carmen Sandiego was my motherfucking shit. And I got an emulator, or no, there's a website where you could play Where in America is Carmen Sandiego for free, and it's I forgot how detailed and the little things you have to pay attention to, and you have to if you know the description of the guy, you have to have a warrant out for his arrest. If you don't put the warrant out and you arrest him, you fuck up and the guy gets away. So that game is fucking awesome.
I miss my cat.
Does that really add to the conversation, Henry?
I'm trying not to go to PS2 because that diverts from
Yeah,
from
that gets a little too late.
GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye.
Pod racing. Yeah.
Tonic Trouble, another
got it.
favorite childhood game that I was actually able to go back to because my mom got an N64 for her and my sister to play for like a weekend or something, and then they never touched it since. So she gave it to me. She somehow got Tonic Trouble, and that game's fucking awful.
I remember some of mine for the N64 because I had that.
Yep.
But it's funny because like I didn't have any of the classic games for it. Like I never had Super Mario 64 or Ocarina of Time, any of those. These are the games I had. I had 3 Pokemon games.
Yep. Continue.
What the hell was that?
That was a thought coming in. Just continue.
I had
Anything I do looking at the screen, just ignore it. Just keep talking.
I had Pokemon Snap.
Yep.
Was that on purpose?
No.
Oh no, he was snapping at me. Now I'm flipping you off. Oh no.
Go.
I had Pokemon Snap. I had Pokemon Stadium. And I had Hey You Pikachu, but I didn't have the headset for it.
So it was just like,
It was just me looking at Pikachu, and I was just like, what the hell is this? This is bullshit. This game bullshit. Then I had Rugrats in Paris
Nice.
for N64, which was terrible, but I played it.
okay.
And then this is the funny part. You know what game I have really strong nostalgic memories for because I played it as a kid?
What?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, I never got into that.
I did.
I got into it too late. I thought it was all right. I didn't have the special
I
connection.
played it when I was 3.
It was
Oh,
exciting
that's a
because
mistake.
I was excited about it because I wasn't supposed to be playing it.
Okay, so I looked it up. I had to shout out a couple of SpongeBob games. I think
Battle for Bikini
no, that's a little too late.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the first one that I ever remember playing. Super Sponge, which came out on the PlayStation, which we had for a little bit, and that game was fucking awesome. I remember I wasn't allowed to have too many games on the PlayStation for some reason. Like we had a PlayStation at one point at my dad's house, and then I don't know what happened to that. And then Employee of the Month, which was I forget what that story was, but that was like a computer game. And I remember being stuck on one part for so long because that was like a point and click adventure game, and you had to like unlock this door, and I couldn't find a way to unlock it, and it wasn't obvious that I had to go to another part of the screen to go to a new area. And like I'd had that game for like 3 years, and I finally went back to it, and I finally found that portion. And I beat the game finally, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I just remember like that being one of the first times I was just like, "Ah!"
You had a stroke
for beating
while orgasming?
For beating a video game. But Battle for Bikini Bottom was a little later down the line.
I remember the first time I ever cried to a game.
What was that?
Ratchet and Clank Going Commando.
Nerd.
Because I was playing it and I almost beat
Oh
it.
yeah. You talked about it. You talked to us.
Yeah,
talked
and
about
then
this
I
once.
wrote over my save.
But then you cried tears of joy because you got to play it over again.
Oh yeah, I beat it twice now.
Like
Like a man.
That memory means nothing to me now.
A great one that I fucking loved playing, and I would love to get like an emulation of this at one point. I don't want to play the new one because the new one is so way different from what the series was.
Bionic Commando.
King's Quest.
There we go.
King's Quest was fucking awesome, and I loved playing that shit. And I remember the website Homestar Runner, they made their own version called Peasant's Quest that I would play as well. Those games were fucking awesome. King's Quest, check that shit out.
Another one.
You might be too young to understand what King's Quest is, but you're literally like this sort of just average Joe. You had to help out royalty and all that stuff, and then you slowly became royalty yourself.
I remember another one that this is so long ago that I played it on my Apple iMac,
Okay.
which is still in the basement.
Okay.
Back when they decided computers needed handles.
Oh yeah.
SimCity 2000.
Was that the one where you could have aliens come in and
I
fucking
think so.
destroy the city?
But I remember
really
that
liking
game because whenever I played it, my mom would come in and just start playing for me.
that.
She's addicted to that game.
I thought you were gonna call her a dick.
She took my game.
It took her game away from you.
But then she told me the story about like when she used to play The Sims, and she eventually just had to stop because she was like, "Ooh, I just took out the trash," and then she looked over and like her trash was overflowing.
See, I wish I could do that now where I'm playing video games, I'm like playing Mad Max, like, oh, I just took out, a war guy, and then I look over at like the pile of dishes that we have. I don't have that kind of self-control where I can do that.
Or
I'm
just
a fucking
like
degenerate.
Don't worry. In Mad Max, you're always taking out the trash.
See, I have OCD, so I clean everything and then play video games.
Yeah.
I
What are some of your early ones, Ricky? So I don't think we've heard many from you yet. Or we heard some, but...
I said a few.
Probably a Tony Hawk game at some point.
Tony Hawk actually wasn't that
was later
relevant in my life like that. Like, I didn't own any of the N64 Tony Hawk. Like, I didn't get Pro Skater or anything. I got Pro Skater 4. 3 and 4, I think, that were on the PS2.
Yeah. It wasn't until like the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 where like I literally had every Tony Hawk game that was out.
Nice.
I feel like it's too late for all of us, but we all still have nostalgic memories of the terrible Incredibles game.
It's too late down the line.
Yeah, that's
it's too late.
But still,
we can't go GameCube, PlayStation 2. That's already too far.
Yeah.
Excite Bike was a big thing in my house.
I was never a big Excite Bike person.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
What's the boat one?
There.
What's the boat one on the N64?
Excite Boat, you know.
Thanks.
Wave Race.
Wave Race. There you go.
I remember another one with me.
Huh.
I used to go to the Mechanical Museum and just play Star Wars Arcade.
Oh yeah. Well, that was a fucking treat. Like whenever my dad and I would go to Dave and Buster's, and they would have that fucking Star Wars arcade game.
Which one? The Vector Graphics or Star Wars Trilogy?
Star Wars Trilogy.
Dude, Star Wars Arcade is so good, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The original, man.
Oh, something else I wanted to. Fuck, I lost it.
Golden Axe was a big thing for me too.
Golden Axe?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
You not know
No, I
Sega
don't.
Genesis?
The one where you beat the druids
No,
for health.
I was fucking doing my life right and got a Super Nintendo.
I never had either.
Sega Genesis, Golden Axe plays the 3 different characters.
Yeah, you have 3 different characters. You have like a
Dwarf.
warrior,
Like a generic, like strong man.
Oh,
dwarf.
generic in a game? Oh, that's great.
a dwarf, and a girl with boobs.
And a girl with boobs. The dwarf was green. The normal average guy that most people pick
So
is
shitty
blue.
Chrono Trigger?
And then that's
Or no, sorry, not Chrono Trigger, but a shitty Mana.
Yeah.
Mana.
Yeah.
And you beat the little guys up for health.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Oh, this was the one. I had a Dexter's Lab game on my computer where the whole point was like all these different levels got you different parts to this huge robot that you got to build. At the end, you got to customize your robot in like several different ways, and then you got to fight Mandark in his big robot, and that was the game.
Yeah, it
I
reminds
remember
me.
that episode.
That was fucking awesome. Well, no, you're thinking of the episode where they take over George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. No?
This is reminding me. I
I'm not thinking
don't know if this strictly
I know that
counts.
episode. That episode was cool. Too.
I don't know if this strictly counts, but it's so nostalgic to me, and I used to play these all the time. All those Flash games on the Cartoon Network website.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got that
was.
I think that was the same era of me playing that SpongeBob game and stuff.
My mom has genuine memories of listening to just the beach theme from that one game.
I remember I really liked the one where you didn't. I forget who you played as. It was an average character, and you went around helping other
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
cartoon characters.
I used to play that one all the time.
because it was so fucking good. It was like a Cartoon Network RPG game.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too long. It was a good amount where you could waste 3 or 4 fucking hours.
I think I accidentally beat
and
the
there was
hardest one.
And there's there were 5 of them or something.
4.
There's 4.
Because there was the fat guy, the kitten with a bow tie on
Yeah.
a bow, and a pickle.
Yeah,
it
I
was
just
a
fucking-
cactus. Pickle cactus.
Those were awesome. I want to try to find those, see if I can play those.
Find them on the Wayback Machine, or I don't even think it would run on a modern computer.
Oh,
It'd be
probably.
this shit's outdated.
If Superman 64, if you can fucking get an emulation of Superman 64 and that can run on a computer, those will be fine.
When are we doing a Let's Play of that?
Never.
I think that was it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember anything else other than Jumpstart First Grade on the computer. Like I remember.
I never
playing the
played
shit
any
out of that.
like. Oh, I had a dope ass Candyland.
We're not talking about board
no,
games.
PC game. It was like a story.
Oh, I know what you're talking
like
about.
it was like
I had a bunch of games like that.
That I remember like having so much fun with that fucking game. It was so weird where you had like all these different challenges, and then when you finally got to like the candy room at the end, you got to color your candy and stuff.
Why do you sound like you're about to stick the game up your asshole?
I was a weird fucking kid.
You get to color the candy, and it feels so good when you eat it.
Commence lubrication.
I had very low expectations of what video games were supposed to be when I was a child.
Color the candy.
Oh, fuck.
I think out of all the childhood
picks.
games, like my first memories of playing childhood games, I think my favorite would have to be Paperboy and Where in America's Carmen Sandiego.
I had a Game Boy camera. Suck it, losers.
All right.
That's
Tetris.
That's the cue that we're out.
That's it. Like,
All right. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Talk. For this episode of Talking Shit, today's topic was our very first video games. Brought to you by Ricky Baldazan. What did you think about the topic? You can leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked it, you can like that like button below and then subscribe and share with your friends. And what were some of your first video games that you remember playing? You can leave those in the comments below as well. And if you ever have a topic for talking shit, what do, Ricky?
You write it down.
You write it down in one of these guys, one of your smartphones, and you send it to us on Twitter at baiazonagamers. You can find me personally at Benandlerchong. You can find Henry at Henrysaurus, and you can find Ricky over here at Baldazan96 to be, for now. You're going to change your Twitter at one point, and it'll be something cool.
That writing them down thing is what I do so I don't forget them.
I don't write them down. I just babble some shit until it sounds like a coherent sentence. It usually doesn't.
So if you have any topic suggestions, you can send those on Twitter. And if you have any questions of how we sound like Marilyn,
oh God,
I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this just to fucking annoy you. How we sound like Elvis, how we look like Marilyn
Manson.
Sound like Marilyn Costello and Elvis Manson.
You can always tweet at our tech guy at 7Morris, but the O in Morris is a 0. You can check it in the description below. He's our tech guy. He will be able to answer such questions for you. And if you don't have a Twitter, of course, you can find us. You can email us at baiazonagamers@gmail.com for any inquiries or topic suggestions or any of that stuff. And if you want more BCG content, you can check us out on SoundCloud now. We have a podcast called The Shitcast where we talk about news and video games we've been playing and whatnot. So thank you for joining us. And until next time, have a great day full of shit talking and... Fuck, I don't even know. What are you thinking?
Color in the candy.
Have a great day full of shit talking and color in the candy.
Stick the game up your asshole.
Commence lubrication again.